students, welcome to the biology class of StudyGist. Today we will continue the chapter Improvements in Food Resources, and in today's class the topic which will be discussed, these are in the last class we have discussed about the irrigation and its advantages and also about the traditional methods of irrigation. So in today's class we will start with the topic of modern methods of irrigation. Then we will learn about different kinds of cropping patterns. You will see here mixed cropping, intercropping and crop rotation also. And then we will learn about how the soil is prepared properly for the purpose of a successful agricultural practice. Next and the last we will discuss about the agricultural implements. Okay. But before we start to discuss these topics, I would like to remind you about our social media platforms. Like our YouTube channel StudyGist Academy, do subscribe our channel, like our Facebook page, join our Telegram channel through this link which is provided here on the screen. The name of the channel, the name of the Telegram channel is StudyGist School 7 to 10 and it looks like this. Through this channel, you will get each and every important updates about the live classes and regarding the study materials of all subjects. Follow us on Instagram and also join us through WhatsApp community as a number which is provided on the screen. For more updates, don't forget to visit our website www.studygist.in. Now in Google Play Store, our app of StudyGist is available. It looks like this. And it's a very user-friendly app. Through this app, all the live classes have been conducted. Apart from the live classes, all other classes like the recorded classes and the study materials along with the important notes are also available. So without any further delay, do download the app and install it now. This is how our YouTube channel looks like. So do subscribe our channel and then don't forget to hit the bell icon to get instant updates of any newly uploaded videos. This is how our Facebook page looks like. So as I told you earlier, do like our Facebook page too for being united with us continuously. So now without any further delay, let's move on to the discussion. Our first topic of discussion is modern methods of irrigation. Irrigation means, we know that irrigation means watering the plants in the agricultural field so that each and every part of the field, each and every crop can get the proper source of water according to its requirement. Now, after knowing the traditional method of irrigation, now we need to know how in recent time, what about the modern methods of irrigation, how in modern times, in recent times, how the fields, agricultural fields, vast fields of agriculture, these are being irrigated. The modern methods of irrigation, it helps us to use the water economically by preventing its wastage. This wastage can be prevented and economically the water which is very, very precious, that can be irrigated properly. So in modern times there are two main modern methods of irrigation, which are firstly sprinkler system and second one is drip system. So firstly we will discuss about the sprinkler system. So in this system a main pipeline is laid in the field. So in this field, as you can see in this picture, inside the field a main pipeline is laid. Perpendicular pipes which are having rotating nozzles, these are called the rotating nozzles. Okay, so these are the perpendicular pipes and which are having rotating nozzle on the top. They are joined to the main pipeline at the regular intervals. You can see in this picture that these pipes, perpendicular pipes which are perpendicularly placed, these are not present together. थोड़ा gap से ये इसको place किया गया है, right? And when the water, and these are mainly connected with the main pipeline. When the water from a tube well is allowed to flow through the main pipeline under the pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles. And this water gets sprinkled. If from the nozzles it will be coming out, then with the help like the sprinkler only, like the sprinkler form, it will come out, the water will come out and will be distributed. So it will give such an appearance like it will look like it's raining, nothing but it's raining. The sprinkler system of irrigation is more useful for the uneven land where the sufficient water is not available at all. And the sprinkler system is also very useful for the sandy soil. So this is a very good method of modern system of water irrigation. And why it's very important, especially it is important and mainly important for the important for the special two cases where in case of when the water is not present, not available in adequate amount. That means water shortage or water scarcity is there. There if we use a sprinkler system, then the wastage of water can be prevented to much extent. And secondly, for the sandy soil, it's very important. The sandy soil, why? Because it cannot hold so much amount of water at a time. So for that reason also, through sprinkler system, properly water can be irrigated to each and every part of the field. After sprinkler system, now we are coming to the drip system, which is again another very important modern method of irrigation. In this system, there is a network of narrow pipes or tubes with the small holes in the field. Here you can see, get the appearance of the drip system. How it works actually, when the water flows through the narrow pipes, these narrow pipes are visible, right? So through the narrow pipes, when the water flows, it falls drop by drop at the position of the roots of the plant. That means the exactly place where the water is needed, from where the water is absorbed by the roots, there drop by drop it falls, okay? And this water is easily absorbed by the soil in the root zone of the plant and can be utilized well by the plants. There is no runoff or wastage of irrigation of water, right? So as we have learned about these two methods, that's the sprinkler method or sprinkler system and the drip irrigation system, we can say the drip system is more advantageous because of the following points. First is, it provides the water to plants drop by drop. So water is not wasted. This is a very good point. So at the exact place it is distributed drop by drop. So there is no chance for wastage of water. Next is, it minimizes the use of water in the agricultural field. Exactly the amount in which it is required, that much amount is only used because it provides or supplies water drop by drop. And this system is very useful in those regions where water availability is very much poor. Then not more than one drop of water. If one drop of water is not required, that water will not be wasted. So this is very important and useful method of irrigation of water. Next, after this, we are coming to the cropping patterns. I told there are main three cropping patterns in which these three practices are done in the agricultural field for many cases. Firstly, under the cropping pattern, we will learn about the mixed cropping. What is it? It is the practice of the growing of two or more crops simultaneously, means together two or more than two crops are being planted, these are being grown in the same piece of land. And it is an age-old practice in our country. That means for many years, during many years, this practice has been done. Indian farmers used to mix the seeds of either two crops or sometimes more than two crops and sow in the field, like maize and urad and bean. Secondly, in this way it is done. See, in this field at least two crops we can see, 1, 2. Here again it's a repetition of 1 and here again 2. So 2 or more than 2 crops are practiced in the agricultural field, like cotton, mung bean, groundnut, sunflower, sorghum, pigeon pea, wheat, chickpea, barley, then chickpea, wheat and mustard. These are these are cropped together. This is called the mixed cropping. Next, coming to the intercropping. Okay, so intercropping is what? Intercropping is a practice of growing again 2 or more than 2 crops simultaneously in the same field in definite row patterns. Okay, the patterns where it will be planted, where it will be cultivated, there will be a fixed position of that, with the objective of increasing productivity per unit area. In per unit area, the productivity, the amount of productivity will be calculated, will be counted, so that it has to be very particular. This practice of intercropping is adopted by the small farmers, okay, and where the farmers have least access to the irrigation. There they can monitor in the small portion of land. That is why this practice is done or adopted by the farmers who has a very small piece of land for cultivation, and the farmers where very less amount of or irrigation facility is not so good. It is an improved version of mixed cropping only, and all the crop combination in mixed cropping can also be practiced in the intercropping, but row patterns are definite. In mixed cropping, row patterns, the definite or very specific row patterns are not necessary. Here only as it is the improvised version of mixed cropping, so the crops can be same, crops quantity can be same, patterns of crops will be same, but in a definite, the row patterns must be definite. If 1:1, then 1:1, if 1:2, then 1:2, means from where it will be started, at the end also the ratio should be equal, ratio should be same. It means that after one row of the main crop, 1, 2 or more than 2, that is 3 rows of intercrops can be grown. In this way it will be done. After mixed cropping and intercropping, here comes the concept of crop rotation. Now what is it? Crop rotation. It is defined as the practice of growing of different crops on a piece of land in a pre-planned succession. Okay. While making the selection of the crops for the crop rotation, the following points should be considered. And what are these? Firstly, the availability of the moisture through the rain or irrigation, means moisture content must be there. Maybe it is coming from rain, or maybe it comes from the source of irrigation, but moisture content must be available in a proper amount. Next is the status of the nutrients in the soil. If suppose in the soil in the soil cultivation has been done, it is practiced, और सारा जो soil में जितना भी nutrients था, that has been utilized by the plants for the proper growth and development of those plants. But after, when these are another new crops are cultivated on the same field, that soil is lacking of all the nutrients, then this is a very poor, it shows a very poor status of the soil in case of nutrients. So the status of the nutrient in the soil must be in proper condition. Next is availability of the inputs such as the fertilizers, pesticides, human power and machine power. The things which are necessary, the implements which are necessary, that has to be there. Fertilizers जो जितना चाहिए, manure जितना चाहिए उसके प्रॉपर ग्रोथ डेवलपमेंट के लिए, सॉइल का जो फर्टिलिटी है उसको मेंटेन रखने के लिए, या जो पेस्टिसाइड्स है, अगर बहुत ज़्यादा इंसेक्ट्स एंड पेस्ट ज़्यादा हार्मफुल हो रहा है फॉर द क्रॉप्स, देन प्रॉपर एंड एग्जैक्ट अमाउंट ऑफ इंसेक्टिसाइड्स एज वेल एज पेस्टिसाइड्स मस्ट बी यूज्ड. Human power and machine power, those machines which are needed, that also must be used. Next is the duration of the crop short or duration of the crop short or long, means iska bhi this is also very important, that how much the crop will be planted in the agricultural field, for long time or for short time. This has to be very specific. Next and very important is the marketing and the processing facilities. Now coming to what are the advantages of the crop rotation. Firstly, it controls the pests and weeds. This is very important क्योंकि जो pests हैं, these are foreign agents for the field. जो फील्ड में आके क्या करता है, जो क्रॉप्स है, प्रॉपरली ग्रोइंग क्रॉप्स, उसको हार्म पहुंचाते हैं। तो उससे क्या होता है, उससे क्रॉप्स खराब हो जाता है एंड द रीजन फॉर विच द कल्टिवेशन हैज बीन स्टार्टेड टू प्रैक्टिस, it will be in vain. So it is very important to control the pest, and crop rotation is a very good technique in which pests can be controlled in a very good manner. And weeds are what? These are unwanted plants. Suppose this is a field, this is one agricultural field, and suppose this is the crops, these are the crops. And this is the growth of the weeds. Okay, so this is, let me write here, crop, and these are the weeds. So weeds, what they will do, weeds hone se they will use the same resources what the crops need. Then there will be a competition, and in some cases it may happen that the more the nutrients, more the things, the materials will be used by the weeds, and they will have proper growth and development instead of the crops. So in that way it is also very necessary, it becomes very necessary to control the weeds also. So why it is so much advantageous for the practice of crop rotation? Because if we undergo the practice of crop rotation in the field, then both the pests and the weeds can be controlled very easily. Most of the pathogens, they survive on the crop residues, we know that, but only for a limited period of time, and most pathogens do not infect the multiple crops. But naturally, breaking the cycles of the weeds, insects as well as the diseases, the application and the cost of the insecticides can also be minimized, can also be reduced. Next is crop rotation reduces the need of fertilizers. For example, suppose nitrogen supply is maintained in the crop field when we plant or we cultivate the leguminous crops in the field in an alternative manner. So in that way, naturally from the leguminous plant, the source of nitrogen can be added to the soil. So in that way, chemically the fertilizers cannot be used. These are not required to be used in the field. Next is, several crops may be grown in the succession with one soil preparation like ploughing. For example, land is ploughed for maize, and the maize, its stubbles, it's left on the land for wheat. By alternation between the deep and the shallow rooted crops, the soil may be utilized more completely. Okay. Next, we are coming to the basic practices of crop production, and firstly we will focus on the preparation of soil. So what does it mean? How I told that how soil is prepared for is prepared, and in a proper condition, how it can provide the proper condition of soil, how it can be beneficial for the growth of the crops. So the upper layer of the earth is called the soil, that we know, and the crops which are grown properly can only be grown in the soil if the soil is prepared properly, is provided with all kinds of nutrients and all other requirements which are needed for cultivation. Soil provides minerals, water, air, humus, anchorage. Anchorage means firmly fixing something very firmly. This is called anchorage to the plants. Now this is the first step for cultivation, and for this ploughing is needed, then leveling, manuring. These are the very important thing. Regarding manuring, we had the idea how it helps to prepare the soil. We had the brief idea of that. Now what is ploughing? The process of loosening and turning the soil upside down. This is called ploughing or tilling. As through this picture it is depicted properly that this is done, this practice of ploughing or tilling, it is done by using an implement called the plough. Ploughs can be made up of wood, it can be made up of iron, anything, and they have an iron tip for easy penetration into the soil. So iron tip so that it can directly and very easily can enter to the soil with this sharp pointed end. The plows are pulled by a pair of bullocks or by a tractor. Actually, the plowing of small fields is done with the help of animals like the bullocks. In bullocks, camel can be there, or it can be buffaloes also, right? While the large fields are plowed using the tractors. It depends on the size of the field. If very large field, then tractors are must to be used. The loosening of the soil by plowing is very beneficial because firstly, the loose soil allows the plant roots to penetrate freely and deeper into the soil so that the plants are held more firmly into the ground. Next, the loose soil. If the soil is loosened enough, then it allows the roots of the plant to breathe easily inside it. It helps in the growth of the worms and all the microorganisms which are present in the soil, and they who are very friendly for the farmers, since they help in the further turning the soil upside down and also loosening of it. And in this way they add so much amount of humus also into the soil. Plowing also uproots and buries the weeds standing in the field and thereby suffocates them to death. The loosening and turning of the soil during plowing, it brings the nutrient rich soil to the top so that the plants can use this nutrient very easily, right? And if the soil is very dry, then it breaks into large mud crumbs during the process of plowing. Next, we are going to learn about the agricultural implements. Before the seeds are sown, it is very much important to loosen and turn the soil in the field so as to break it to the size of the grains. So firstly, for the loosening and turning the soil upside down, the agricultural implements which are being used, first is the plow. Here, wooden plow is shown in this picture. So it is nothing but a large agricultural implement and it is used for tilling or plowing the soil in the field. Traditionally, it was made up of wood. Wooden plow consists of a long log of wood. There you can see. It is called the plow shaft. There is a handle at the one end of the plow shaft, and below the handle there is a strong triangular iron strip which is called the plow share. The other end of the plow shaft, it can be attached to the wooden beam. This is the wooden beam, you can see. Now this beam is placed over the neck of two bullocks or two oxen to pull the plow. When the plow is pulled by the bullocks, the farmer holds the handle. This part is held by the farmer. So the farmer holds the handle and press down the handle, due to which the plowshare digs into the soil. In this way it works. But nowadays the traditional wooden plow is replaced by the plow which is made up of iron. After plow, there is the agricultural implement that is called hoe. It is agricultural implement or a very important agricultural tool which is used for removing the weeds, loosening and turning the soil upside down. It consists of a long rod of wood or iron. This is wooden rod, right? And there is a handle for taking a proper grip. At the one end of the hoe, a strong, broad and bent plate of iron. This is the strong and bent flat plate of iron. It is fixed below the handle and acts like a blade. On the other hand, the hoe has a beam which is put on the neck of the bullock. Thus, it is pulled by the animals such as a pair of bullocks, and it's a kind of a modified plow only. Lastly, we are coming to the cultivator. Cultivator is what? It is a tractor which is driven it is the agricultural implement which is driven by the tractor. It is giving the tractor kind of appearance. It is used for the loosening and the turning the soil in the field very quickly. It has many plowshares which can dig into the considerable area of the soil at the same time and also loosen it to turn it upside down. Due to this loosening and turning, many fields can be plowed or tilled in a short time by using a cultivator. So, if we use a cultivator instead of plow, the whole process can be done very easily and it will be very time consuming. It won't be very time consuming like it will be done with the help of the plowing. In this way, the use of cultivator, it saves much more labor and much more time. So, this is a very good agricultural implement. So, this is all about today. In the next class, we will discuss some more topics of this chapter. Till then, take care all of you and thank you.